I know you missed it. I got a lot of feedback from y'all that I wasn't here. And you know what? I know that I wasn't here. I know I wasn't here. But we've got a good show today. This is the before show. Remember the after dark? This is the pre-dawn? I don't know. Whatever. See, I have to wait for all three of these little things to say that they're online before I can technically start it. And I used to show like this starting soon. Hang on, where are you? Here you are. I used to show that thing, and it confused people. They thought that it meant that we hadn't started yet. But now we've started. So let's kick off the show. What do you say?
This is your #1 morning show.
Boy, the future.
Oh, it looks good on you, though.
Dan Benjamin.
That's your name, dude.
And a good day to you, sir.
War were declared. You ready?
Wait a minute now.
Let's go!
Yeah, I like it.
Now, from the barbecue capital of the world,
Look at his face.
It's radio, but on the internet.
it's Dan Benjamin Live!
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. That's right, Friday. What's the date? January 22nd. You know, you miss a day, and you don't know what the date is. I'm Dan Benjamin. It is great to be here on this Friday. Sorry about yesterday. Had a couple of I'll tell you. In fact, I'll tell you what happened, since you want to know. You want to know these things. I'm working on this. This may very well be the last time that you see this particular shot. I'm working on changing some things to improve. Of course, I want to improve the show for you, right? I mean, it is something I want to do. I'm here for you. I'm trying to make the show better. So this may change. This all may change. I don't know exactly how it's going to wind up. So I was setting up some test shots. And as I was setting up these test shots, I was moving the camera, and the way I positioned it was just a little bit wrong, and the camera started to fall. And as it started to fall, I kind of tried to grab it, and the cable, the HDMI cable that comes from the output of the camera and goes into all this crap here, It just got bent just a little bit. And if you've ever seen a micro HDMI cable, you know that this thing is very small and delicate, and it bent. And then I had to spend the rest of the day searching for a replacement in town that I could get, because of COVID, everything is closed and they're sold out of everything. And I finally found one, but I wasn't able to get it till late in the afternoon. And then I had a couple phone calls that I had to do and I couldn't get out of. So
what?
I apologize for not doing a show yesterday. I know that you're all concerned about it. Andy in the chat room saying, I hate micro HDMI. And yes, indeed, that was the problem. So here we are today, back with a new show. I am Dan Benjamin. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, pretty much everywhere else at Dan Benjamin. I appreciate the follows there. I want to remind you all to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel. First of all, it says to me, Dan, I'm here and I care. But it tells YouTube that this channel is worth watching, and it's all about elevating it. Elevate it as high as you can. So I want to say thank you very much to those of you who have already done that. And a big thank you to the people who are supporting me on Patreon, patreon.com/Dan Benjamin. I'm trying to think of some things I can do extra for y'all over there. So if you think of anything that you want, there's not a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I'm already doing it right here. I'm already doing it. So I don't know, but if you can think of anything, let me know. I'm getting, I know some big personal news, something I feel I have to announce here on the show. I'm not especially thrilled about saying this, but I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. And, I'm sure, it's time. I've tried to have it be a little bit longer. And what happens is this part gets really puffy and wispy and wrong, and then it's a disaster. It's a disaster. So
Game over, man.
I'm done. I'm done trying to make it work. Oh, and for those of you who are not watching this, for some reason just listening to it, my hair is too long. So let's jump in and do some news. The news today is going to be really all about nothing, because now everything is post-inauguration. So don't expect there to be any real news for at least another 7 days from the inauguration. So we're talking probably about the 27th before anything important gets announced, unless it's stuff that they want to fly under the radar, but it's just very, very calm right now. Things are very, very calm. Okay. But we have a Trump impeachment coming up, don't we? A Trump impeachment to go to Senate on Monday. The trial set to begin. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi plans to send the article of impeachment against Donald Trump. I thought it was articles of impeachment. Is it an article of impeachment? Does anyone know the answer to this?
Dude.
But that is being sent to the Senate on Monday, launching the start of the former president's trial on a charge of indictment of insurrection over the deadly Capitol riot. So, like we talked about on the show before, it will probably be after he's out of office before this happens. What's the point of doing it now? Well, if they think that he's guilty of that, then it doesn't matter when it happens. They're going to do what they need to do to address that. There will be a trial, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said, and in making the announcement Friday, quote, "It will be a full trial and it will be a fair trial." So what are you going to say about that? Articles are in the show notes. Show notes can be found at dbl.fireside.fm or danbenjamin.live. I can't keep it straight. I'm sorry. The House Oversight Committee chair requests an FBI probe of Parler, including its role in the Capitol siege. So the FBI now is interested in Parler. Now, you were thinking that Parler was already gone, and I tend to agree with you. I think it is gone. But that won't stop the FBI from looking into it and potentially making sure that they pay for whatever has happened if they were complicit in this in some way. And so let me just read to you from this article. Representative Carolyn Maloney, Democrat from New York, is the chairwoman and said that the request is a step toward opening a formal committee investigation into sites that may encourage violence, including Parler. It became prominent last year as a freewheeling alternative to Twitter, gaining popularity in particular among conservatives. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. I think it's gone. I don't think it can come back. I don't think I'm sure people want it back. But I don't know. Well, what does Parler have to say about that? Quote, "Our return is inevitable due to hard work and perseverance against all odds. Despite the threats and harassment, not one Parler employee has quit. We are becoming closer and stronger as a team." Chief Executive John, no one has told me, is it Matz or is it Matzi?
What's your name, dude?
I'm going to say Matz, wrote in a post Monday. As a letter from Maloney noted, Matz is married to a Russian woman, a fact previously noted in numerous news reports that raised the issue without documenting improper influence over the company. Oh, come on. Come on. You think that because this guy is married to a Russian woman, that's why all of this is happening? That is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard. I'm sorry. That's not how this is working. It's just not. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that you would think that because he's married to someone from Russia, that this has to do with Russia. Please, Stanford advocate. Okay, now it is time to, hold on if I can find I did reorganize the stuff like I said I was going to. Oh, okay, I have coughing. I have coughing mixed in with laughing for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? I don't know. But all of this is supposed to be organized, and now I see that it's not really that organized, but at least it's kind of alphabetical. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce the new segment that I have on COVID with this new intro sound, and I hope that you like it.
Oh, I'm infected. Help.
Okay, so that was it. So Fauci says that nobody's telling you what to say. Fauci has regained the spotlight under Biden. One day into the Biden presidency, the longtime infectious disease expert described it as, quote, a refreshing experience. That's basically the quote. But he says it's obviously a very different situation. It's complete transparency, Fauci said in an interview Thursday. Nobody's telling you what to say at all. They're just saying, go out there and let the data guide you on what you're saying. Now, that is a read between the lines kind of way of saying, I couldn't do that before, isn't it? Don't you read that into it? Am I crazy to read that into it? Because my thought is, if he were to come out and say, Trump never let me do this, he looks like a bad guy. But if he comes out and says, it's so nice to be able to do this now, he doesn't look quite so bad. So, yeah. A little more. This is going to be the Fauci day. Today is Fauci day. Another article where they have more quotes from him. This one in our favorite site, the Daily Mail. It's a liberating feeling to let the science speak. Dr. Fauci unloads on Trump, saying things were said that weren't based on science, and you didn't feel you could say something and there wouldn't be repercussions. Again, it's a little passive aggressive, but he's got to play his cards safe, but that's all right. And then my last Fauci article, Fauci himself said that he had brief side effects from his second vaccine dose. So, yeah, that's actually a recording of Fauci experiencing his second dose. Basically, this is what I've heard, is that the first one, your arm hurts or something like that, no big. The second one, if you're going to have any symptoms from the vaccine, you have them on the second time, the second vaccine, where you can feel, he said he felt fatigued and achy, but not sick. He said the mild side effects are consistent with what vaccine manufacturers reported. And he got the Moderna shot. And I don't know is there a better one? Is one better than the other? They both seem to work as well. I guess you just take whatever you can get, right? So speaking of COVID,
Excuse me, I'm in need of medical attention.
Comic legend Dave Chappelle has tested positive. He's been doing live club shows. Here's a photo of him, I guess, backstage, getting ready to go out and do a show. And he is tested positive. He said that he was in the middle of a live show residency in Austin, Texas. Because you know what? Everything's in Austin here. Everything is in Austin. And you know what? I even might have, don't I have, did I not find my Texas thing? Where did I put it? Oh, I'm sad now. Unless, see, I'm still getting used to it. I did all this stuff for you guys, and now I don't know where it is. No, it's not there. Oh, well. Oh, but I did find.
It's inside baseball.
Remember that one? So we got that back again. Anyway, there's these backstage photos of him with Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, and he's hanging out back here. And he said that he is currently quarantined after the positive test, but he has not yet experienced any symptoms. Dave performed the first of 5 shows in Austin Wednesday night, with others scheduled for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The remaining shows, 2 of which included Joe Rogan, have all been canceled and refunds offered. And so here's a photo that was taken on the 16th. You can see that he is here. Of course, if you are... if you're just listening to this, I'm sorry that I can't,
Theater of the mind.
you can't see it, but there's a whole bunch of celebrities. But here's Elon Musk. I think that's Elon Musk's wife or girlfriend. Are they married? I think they're married. And here's Joe Rogan. And they're all right here in Austin, Texas, because everything happens right here in Austin, Texas, folks. Everything is here. It's going to get completely impossible to live here really, really soon. Okay. Oh, get off of here. Pop-ups, always pop-ups. You know what? I already told you about that article, and I can close it away. Oh, we have some sad news. Hank Aaron, if I could, again, look at, just let me read the headline, would you? Hank Aaron, baseball legend and former home run king, dies at 86. 86 years old. Hank Aaron, as he was known. He was a Hall of Famer. He broke Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. He was 86 years old. They didn't say why he actually passed away. And on the 5th of January, he said that he had gotten the COVID vaccine. So my guess, it wasn't COVID. But anyway, he was very motivated to break that Babe Ruth record. And he said when he did it, he said that he did it for Jackie Robinson And he said, here's actually a quote about it. He said, "I had to break that record. I had to do it for Jackie Robinson and my people and myself and for everybody who ever called me a N-word." And he became very, very famous for being just such a phenomenal player. So loss to the sport there. Russia, I need like Russian music to play whenever we talk about Russia, because I do it enough. In anecdotal evidence here, Matthew Barber, or is it Babar, said, yep, my mom, and he says mum had side effects. Now, the fact that he said mum tells me he is connected to the UK in some way. And we welcome our UK listeners. Mum, M-U-M, would never be said in the United States of America except as a joke. So that tells me that he is from the UK, maybe Australia, maybe New Zealand, maybe Wales. But I'm going to say the UK. And they're calling him Lord Fauci, the patron saint of COVID, and that he looks less stressed. Yeah, I agree. Russia, though, is thrilled with Biden's proposal to extend the nuclear arms control treaty. The White House has proposed a 5-year extension of the new START treaty. Does anyone know what START stands for? Anyone can tell me in the chat what it stands for? Well, it was signed back in 2010 by Obama and President Dmitry. Hold on. Stay with me. Dmitry.
That's your name, dude.
Medvedev, which limits each country to no more than 1,550 deployed nuclear warheads and 700 deployed missiles and bombers, and envisages sweeping on-site inspections to verify compliance. It was about to expire on February 5th, so it was extended. Why do we need that many nuclear warheads? You just don't need that many. Have you ever read what would happen if like 5 nuclear bombs were detonated? Like just 5. It's horrible. It shouldn't. I'm very much opposed to nuclear weapons, if you haven't figured that out. And I very much know what is at stake here. You can't just get rid of them because then the other people will have them and all of that nonsense. But they're here. So anything that limits them, I'm in favor of. And I will take a break and tell you that my topic for today is a very, very short topic. It's a 1-sentence topic for me. I'll do it. You know what? I'll mention now, since we're talking about nuclear stuff. I will just say nuclear energy has such a bad rap because when there is a nuclear energy accident, it is, and historically, been very, very bad. You can look at Fukushima. You can look at Chernobyl. You can look at 3 Mile Island when I was a kid of a almost horrible meltdown happening. But nuclear energy is actually quite safe, quite reliable, and with all of the modern updates that we have to reactor design, it's really the way to go. You're going to have to get used to another thing to watch. I've talked about the robots. I've talked about the AI. I've talked about the privacy stuff. Nuclear energy is another one to pay attention to. Nuclear energy, mark my words. Whether you're for it or against it, it is going to be a big topic over the next few years. Also, what else is Biden doing here in? I'll tell you what. I've got to say this. Biden is not exciting. We're used to having someone in office it was all we talked about. It was the only thing we talked about was what is Trump doing now? What is he going to do? What has he done? That was it. That's all we talked about. Biden is, I predict, just going to be in there just doing his job. He's just going to be doing the job of a president. And maybe he'll do some things that are controversial. And maybe he'll do some things that people don't like. Well, there's no maybe about that. Of course, he's going to do things that 50% of the country won't like. But it won't be interesting. He's just, I got to be honest, he's not that interesting. He's going to probably do a fine job in there. But we won't have the kind of entertainment that we got from Trump. So get used to that too. But like, look at what's the news today. Biden has readied moves to get checks and food aid to low-income Americans, plus a federal pay raise. This is great. We want a federal pay raise, but it's like, it's not insane. It's just what the president should be doing in office, you know? And so I think you're going to see a lot of this. I think there's going to be a lot of, good, okay, this thing was done. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I like this. The craziness is over. And the news is going to have to look elsewhere for its entertainment. What do you think? Am I wrong about that? Yeah. Andy Schwartz in the chat says, imagine that, a president doing his job. Yes, senators love to see hardware, big, long, throbbing nuclear hardware. Tyler, don't get me started on the military-industrial complex. That's going to be on my other show, which is called Out There, where I talk about all kinds of stuff like that. But it's not ready yet, so you got to wait a little bit longer. Sorry about that. Next story. Hold on, get rid of him. Misinformation dropped dramatically the week after Twitter banned Trump and some allies. This is something called Signal Labs.
What's your name, dude?
They chart 73% decline on Twitter and beyond following the historic action against the president. Online misinformation about election fraud plunged 73% after several social media sites suspended President Trump and key allies last week. Well, if you think about it, though, it makes a lot of sense, because if Trump tweeted something, people have to reply to that tweet, and that's where the conversation happens. That was what we call in the business, a conversation starter, right? If you don't have the conversation starting by somebody with millions of followers, then there's no conversation that can happen. So, of course, this is logical. Why is this news? It's not news. It shouldn't even be there. And that's why I'm talking about it. Oh, I thought this was pretty interesting. There's a new universal chat app coming out. It is called Beeper. Beeper. And it has 15 chat interfaces in one. Everything from, I don't know how they got iMessage. I didn't think you could do that, but they're billing it as a universal chat app, and it has 15 different platforms in it. And here's a list of some of them: WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, Slack, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger. And it says it's support for Apple's iMessage is perhaps the most interesting, because iMessage is only officially supported on Apple devices. And that is something that prevents a lot of people from switching to Android. I remember back in the day when I sort of had my flirtations with Android and I would try using Android for a while, I would always come back to the iPhone. There's a lot of weirdness with Android, but iMessage was the big thing because everybody I know is on that. And so that was the one app that we missed. Well, maybe Beeper is going to work. It's all your things in one. So now you got to sign up for this. So I have this link in the show notes too. This is Beeper. Now, apparently it was called Nova Chat. And I think that I remember Nova Chat as being something. Do I? Can you check back in my memory logs and tell me if this is true? Anyway, I don't remember. But it integrates all of these different things. So if you go to the site and you click Get Started, it takes you to Airtable, and then you've got to fill out this little form. And I guess you get on some kind of a waiting list. So if anybody listening knows the Beeper folks, get me in there, because I would love to try this and talk about it. And,
Way the future.
This is the dream. This is what we've all wanted. So go check that out at beeperhq.com. And you know what? I only have 2 Newsweek articles left this month that I can talk to you about. But that's okay, because look at this. You can't even really see them anyway. All of this is squeezed down into one little thing. But here's an article talking about Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. That was the first flub I've had today. Have you been keeping track? Only one flub so far today on the show. So that's good news. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Here's what's happening in their 3 previous meetings. And it's talking about it because there is a big NFC playoff game this weekend. And yes, indeed, we do have a few seconds of this song that we can play whenever but that's it. Whenever we talk about NFL. So, you almost never see Rodgers and Brady on the same field together. It only happens at the most, once every 4 years when there's an AFC, NFC divisional rotation. But this is a big game. So if you care about football at all, tune in this weekend. That will be a good one to watch, I think. Now, this is my last article of the day. It's also a Newsweek article. There is a snake catcher who says that he's in Australia, of course. And I take that back. He's not a snake catcher. He's a reptile catcher. He's a reptile catcher. And he is on Friday today, but it's earlier over there. He said that he had found a deadly eastern brown snake. And it was one of the most common tree snakes that he'd ever encountered, but it was huge. He said that it was his name is Stuart McKenzie.
What's your name, dude?
And he said the snake was very, very healthy. And he thinks that it's 4.6 feet in length. Now, what's the big deal? That doesn't seem that long. Well, it's the kind of snake and where it was. But that is a long snake. He said that they don't get much bigger than this. Now, the reason that I'm mentioning this story is to give you an idea of how little news there is actually happening right now. It's very little. Have you gotten that with me? I'm going to show you this video, though. Hang on. Here we go. It's ready to go. Look at this video. My favorite thing about this video is this grabber that he's using to get this snake. But look at how big this snake is. Look at how huge this snake. Look at that. And he's got this special grabber for it. I want that grabber. The snake doesn't like the grabber very much. But why is he messing around with it? Why is he messing around? Just let the snake be. Take it wherever you're going to take it. Anyway, that's our news. I'm waiting for the news to pick up again. But I do have some new things coming to this show for you. Hopefully next week. But we've got some really fun stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but there'll be some guests. There'll be some competitions. There'll be some other things coming. So I hope you enjoy that. And what are you saying here in the chat room? It's time to look at the chat. Oh, I see. Yeah. They are talking about, there's a lot. I'm not even, you know what? I'm going to do this in the after show. I'll do this in the after show, which won't be in the main podcast. That's why you should watch the video. And it's only going to be for the YouTubers. It's not going to be for the Periscope. So I'll talk to y'all on YouTube, and I'll see you there in a minute. Have a great weekend. And I'll be back here on Monday with hopefully a new setup. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll hate it. I don't know. But we'll see you on Monday. Oh, I'm supposed to remind you, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Visit me on Patreon, patreon.com/Dan Benjamin. Support the show. Give me $5 a month or $1 a month. I'm not picky. And you can follow me everywhere that there is a place to follow by following me at Dan Benjamin, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and everywhere else. That's it. We'll see you on Monday. All right, and now we say goodbye to Periscope, and we say goodbye to Twitch, and we're staying on YouTube for just a second. So what have you guys said up here? You're talking about needing a Mac that has to be powered on? What are you saying? Oh, yeah, so you guys like the out there tease. Yeah, it's coming. We're working on the show art, and then I've got to start sending out invitations to my guests, and then the show will happen. It says, reply guys will be flipping burgers. I missed what that was in reference to. It's a shame a lot of these services don't use an open protocol. I wonder how much BS Beeper had to deal with, Matthew Babar. And my response to that is, you're right, because Apple's messages is closed. So I don't know how they're even got in there, how they're making that work. Oh, that's what Aaron is talking about. Aaron says you need a Mac powered on at all times and connected to the internet. It's like a bridge for iMessages. Is that how Beeper works with messages, that you have to have a computer on? That's not the worst thing in the world. I can do that. That would be pretty cool. But are you sure, Aaron, that that's how they're doing it? Are you positive? Because that's kind of like almost like how WhatsApp works. If you want to use it on a computer, you've got to have your phone going. This is kind of would be like the opposite of that. I don't know. Ben is asking, when's the evening read launching? I'm almost done reading right now with everything. I'm trying to get a few books stacked up because I want it to be great. Alex recommends for my Russia music, The Grand Gate of Kiev from Pictures at an Exhibition. I will check it out. So let's see what happens there. Well, anyway, that's all I've got for you all. So I hope you have a good weekend. And please keep sending in the links. I appreciate it. I'm not going to use all of them, but I appreciate it. And that's it. So I will see you all on Monday. Have a good one.